fixing to drop my tedder and hook up to the cutter. Cut my last two fields, or last two cuts down. It's going to be multiple fields at one time. I normally don't cut this much, but as thin as it is, and I have to get it up. Whatever I don't square, I'll just put in a round bale. So my last chance. That's why the release levers on the John Deere is so nice, or on the R series anyways, because that hose is stuck in there from pressure. Now I got to get into the tractor and release the pressure. Just one of those steps that you don't have to do when you got the release on the outside. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's just really nice when you're, the least amount of steps and going up and in and out of the tractor, the better. Especially the older you get. Some of you young guys out there are probably laughing, but wait till you're 50 and you won't be climbing those stairs like you used to. This one's not as nice because it doesn't have the lip, the 3-point lift on the back. I wish it did, but whatever. Didn't have it. But when you're agile like a cat like I am, you can climb up and switch the PTO shaft from 540 back to 1000. This is the best way I found to do it. And then it clamps it shut and you can just put that back. I've got to actually, that's the 1000 side, that's 540 side. I got to go clean this off before I stick it back in there. Time to insert it back in. It's easier putting the 120, I mean the 1000 out, because on the 540 there's actually a detemp ball. There it went. When you spin that clip, you know it's in the slot. That's it, and then you take the 1000. Slide it on, let it pop. Come up here. I tie off my PTO guard so it doesn't spin. You don't want them spinning. There we go. This comes out. She is ready to go to the field, at least as far as that part goes. And now I need to grease her up. Is why I'm confused, I guess. I don't grease this thing every time. There's really no need to grease it. Everything on this cutter basically runs in fluid. Everything that gets hot, or I mean, like these nothing that rotates on this thing really turns that much. There's really no need to grease it every single time. I do it probably every other time, or every 8 to 10 hours or so, which is about 3 cuttings, because I only cut like 3 hours at a time usually, or something like that. Which is why, I mean, if I was cutting 10 hours a day, I would grease it every day, but It's just really no need to like this. I will grease today, and this will be the last time for the year. I got 2 fields to cut, or 2 cuts to lay down, and it'll probably be 10 hours total. So it won't, you know, for a while there I would grease it every time, but then you just, after a while, you just realize you're just shoving grease out, good grease out onto the ground. It just doesn't make sense. You know, maybe using a once again, that's another reason to use good grease. So, you know, you don't get any fling. And then you don't feel like you have to grease this thing every single time. Because there's really no reason, there's nothing on here. All the grease points turn slow. So the grease should be in, the grease will stay in there. And the cutter blades, look good. Even after chopping that end of that hose off, the cutter blades look good. I don't even see a mark on. No, they look good. They're certainly not going to get changed with what I got left to do with them. Executive decision. I think that's it. Oh, I need to go pick up hose. What I'm fixing to do now, because I'm waiting for my field to dry just a little bit more before I get back out there and cut. It was a little bit sloppy this morning. I was tracking a little more than I wanted to, so I'm gonna give it a break. I cut enough to where, you know, that stuff I'll pick up first, and this later today stuff anyway will be ready the same day, so it's not a problem. We have a little issue about the bales getting stuck as they try to make this turn right here. And as I was watching yesterday, I think they're getting hung on this bar right here. And I think this bar is just too thin. And I think it's allowing the hay to get kind of wrapped around it a little bit. You can see where the wear mark, where it starts wearing up on the curb right there, and I don't know. So I'm gonna weld some flat plate to that thing and try to give it a big, flatter surface to hit, and see if it won't keep it away from getting stuck there. I'm gonna try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's really the only thing I know to do. You know, if I start shortening, yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't think I'm ever gonna get this thing. Well, you can see what it looked like on the other side, and you see what it looks like now. I added this plate right here, I guess y'all were looking at, and I'm done with it. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, maybe spray some primer on it, and turn it around, do the other side, and go back out and finish my cutting. We've had a good, hot, sunny day, so I think I'm going to be able to get back on the field and do what I wanted to do, I hope. So I guess that's it for this one. Thank you.